Peace and blessings to everybody. So, I want to talk about the most important things that you can do for yourself spiritually, and that would be protection and cleansing. I meet a lot of people who are either new to the occult or unsure of what type of things they need to be doing. And if there was any two practices that I would highly recommend that anybody do, it would be protection and cleansing. And why is that? Well, because we live in a world where there is a lot of oppositionary energy. There are a lot of negative entities and spirits that are roaming about the earth at different times. We are also susceptible to a lot of negative forces on the planet right now, as well as potentially being under various types of spiritual attacks. So if you were going to do anything else spiritually, the most important two things that you can do for yourself and also for your children or for your family is to protect yourself and to cleanse yourself regularly. Now, as far as protection is best done by layering. What do I mean by layering? Well, it's good to protect yourself in different ways and to build up protection. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's just say that you do something more long-term for protection, like doing a protection jar, right? Which I do have on my website. I do them for myself. I do them for clients. Protection jars are a good way to protect yourself for a long period of time. It's a good foundational type of protection because most protection jars, you're going to create the jar, and then after a certain point of working it, you're going to bury it. Whenever you bury a spell or a ritual, it's going to have a little bit more staying power because you're putting it in the earth and you're bringing in the element of earth, which brings in a little bit more stability. Now, spells that you bury are going to take a little bit longer to start to manifest, but they're going to last longer. So spell jars, I would say do them every 6 to 12 months, depending upon your situation and your circumstances. If you're in a lifestyle that you meet a lot of people, there's a lot of maybe competitive energy or animosity or a lot of sickness or things like that, you may want to do it more on the 6-month side. But for most people, you'll do it every 12 months. But that should not be the only thing that you do to protect yourself, because attacks will come at you from different ways. So maybe you'll do a regular candle working, I would say at least every month or every other week, to help support that working. You can do sigil magic to then layer that, and to continue to protect yourself. You can make a mojo or a gree and carry that on you. This is ways of layering your protection, right? So that you'll be protecting yourself in different ways. Now, as far as cleansing is the same thing, because we pick up energy, we pick up stuff from people, evil eye, negative intentions, all types of things that are being thrown at us or we're absorbing on a regular basis. So it's important, just like you physically cleanse yourself on a regular basis and you maintain your hygiene, it's important to also do that spiritually. So you want to be consistent in your spiritual cleansings, right? I would say you want to do a spiritual cleanse, some of you guys at least once a week. But I would say if you are on the low end of exposing yourself energetically, you can do it every other week, okay? If you have been under a major attack or you've been sick, then you're going to do a little bit more cleansing. You may do a course of days, a minimum of 3 to as much as 13 days consistently, especially if you've uncrossed yourself or, you've been under a heavy attack, then you're going to be more aggressive with your cleansing. And you want to cleanse yourself in different ways. So you can do smudging, right? By burning sage or burning different resins or herbs over a charcoal disc, or burning the herbs directly. You can do different types of bath, bringing in the element of water. You can work with fire and light candles for cleansing, or do a fire ceremony where you have a fire pit and invoke the element of fire and cleanse yourself that way. There's a multitude of ways, and smudging is more using the element of air, right? But it can bring in the element of earth too, because you're using your herbs. And you want to use your cleansing herbs, or one thing that I tend to do on a regular basis when I do just regular baths is I like to add essential oils into my bath. So I'll use things like rosemary, eucalyptus, lemon essential oil, and I'll put sea salt. My daughter came over the other day and she was like, "Mom, make me a cleansing bath real quick." So I took sea salt, kosher salt, lemon essential oil, rosemary essential oil, and eucalyptus essential oil. Mix it all together, pray it over it, put it in your bath. That's a good bath too. Salt is really good for cleansing too. Now, if you've been dealing with some serious stuff, you may have to go more into the uncrossing herbs like stinging nettles and agrimony and mugwort are good. Okay. There's a plethora of protective herbs that you can use too. So you want to start to do your research on those things and incorporate those into the different workings that you're doing. But don't leave yourself out here unprotected. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So the more that you protect yourself, the more that you're consistent in that protection, the more that you layer those spells and rituals, the better protected you'll be, the less you'll have to do uncrossings, the less you'll have to do things to correct things that go wrong in your life because of it. Another good cleanse tool that I want to say is using things like eggs, like egg cleansings are really good, especially for removing evil eye. You can use things like garlic if you feel like you have some spiritual attachments or negative energies, or you're a bit crossed up. You can use lemons and limes, and just like you use the egg and rub it over your whole body, you would take the lemon, the lime, or the garlic, rub it all over your head. Sometimes after I do those type of cleansings, I'll burn the lemon or burn the garlic to release the energy. So it's really important, y'all. The more that you do this, the more things in your life will flow more smoothly. The easier things that you want to manifest in your life will be able to come to you. Because a lot of times the reason why people aren't able to manifest things spiritually is because they're blocked. Okay. All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a beautiful week. Peace.